What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Everybody in the loop, we got them tapping in. Watch every episode, see what's happening. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Everybody in the loop, we got them tapping in. Watch every episode, see what's happening. Come through so you can see what's happening. Everybody in the loop, we got them tapping in. Ballin' all these haters, I know they mad again. Left for a little bit, but I'm back again.
Welcome to our first ever episode of Highlander Happenings. I'm your host and creator, Violet Gilliland, and I attend Huntington High School. I'm going to be going into the 10th grade, joining the new dance team, and I'm going to be running track. I would say that my interests are reading and writing. I love communicating with different cultures and all groups of people, and I really hope to pursue journalism. It is something that I've been pretty passionate about for a while, and this, vlog, podcast is something that could help spike my interests more and figure out what job I want to do. Now, I understand this might be a little shaky at first, but this is something that I am passionate about, and I hope that you guys can understand what I'm doing. And I know that some people might not take it how they want to, might take it badly, but that doesn't matter to me because this is something that I want to pursue, and I hope that we can all be respectful about this. So, you might ask me, what is this? I really want this podcast blog. I'm not sure what it's going to be, just somewhere we can express our ideas about Huntington High, the culture, and it doesn't have to be at Huntington High. It can be about anything going on in Huntington, current events. It can really just be anything while we're figuring it out. So back to the question, what is this? I plan for this to be a content creation center, basically, for anyone who wants to share their ideas, express things, and I find it important for people to have their voices. And my next question for myself is, why are you doing this? So recently, last year was really interested in doing journalism as I am now, and I read the student handbook, and they had the journalism class, but I was going to take that, and they got rid of it. So this has been my idea for about my whole 9th grade year to start this podcast and really just build it off this because I have the permission for it and I have a sponsor for it, and I'm hoping to get more students to come to it. But if not, that's okay because it is my thing and I'm not really worried about anyone else, but I really want other people to join if you want to, so please join. But there are little to no opportunities, and that's what I feel like. So a common question asked might be, what are you going to highlight on this podcast? So Huntington High is known very big for their sports and how well they do in sports. And it will be about sports, but I want it to be about the culture. I want it to be about the music kids. I want it to be about the art kids. I want it to be about creation. I want it to be about clubs, debate, Latin, other things, engineering, and everything that everyone is interested in because I want to hear everyone's voices and opinions about everything. So my next question for myself would be, what are my goals and outcomes for the podcast? So potentially, maybe in the long run, this could be my passion project because it is something I'm passionate about, and it's taken me a while to come up with the ideas, and I've definitely put the work in. As you can see, I created this lovely board back here with our current date that I will change every episode. There are 2 handles for you can find us on X and Instagram. These are both of them. This is mine, and then this is the one for the podcast. You can see I have all my lovely friends back here, and then I have some this is inverted, some track ribbons, and a pom-pom because I did cheer, and now I'm going to do the dance team, which both involve pom. So I am hoping for the podcast to create a bigger opportunity for students that are interested in content creation and really just getting to walk around with a phone in their hand and getting to interview people, a mini microphone. Like we all know those trends on social media where they walk around with the microphone, and we see people at the AAU volleyball tournaments and the tennis tournaments, and they just talk and say, are you a brother or a boyfriend? And just things like that, all those interesting things that we all like to watch. So that's what I hope for this to be. As I said before, I do have the permission, and I am really, hopefully, want this to be my passion project. So, ideas I have for this podcast is that we can talk about current events. And as of yesterday night, Trump was potentially almost assassinated. It was an assassination attempt. I think that is definitely going to go down in history. This is something that we're going to learn in history books, just like we read in class today. But we literally just lived history about Trump. And I think it's important to touch on that because this isn't just going to be about school and sports. It's important to know what's going on in the world. Also, I was just 90 miles from Cuba, and we have we have war practices on the base of Cuba, and I was actually kind of worried, but I know that it was not going to happen. But there's always that possibility. It's just weird to think about that. And we are having the Eastern War right now. So these are things that are just happening throughout the world.
What war?
The Eastern War.
The war in the Middle East.
The war in the Middle East. Sorry. I'm not a big history nerd, but I do have some history for you. Huntington High was established in 1996 in consolidation of the old Huntington High and Huntington East high schools. So they went together to build that. So thank you for our new beloved school. Not new, but that is just something that I should bring up because we will have history bits maybe sometimes just to kind of share about Huntington High some more since it is based on Huntington. Okay, so I'm going to talk about our future goals for the podcast. So of course, this is my thing, but I really want it to be a safe place for other students to feel that they can come in and share what they think and share what they've learned about the school, share what information they've gathered. And I am going to tell you some spots that you could fill. I'm not going to read them all, but we can really do anything. I'm open to any ideas. So if you have any ideas or anything you want to add to the podcast, please tell me at those two places. I'm usually on Instagram all the time because I'm a teenage girl. So just message me and I'm open to anything, please. So we can have producer, editors. I'm okay with not being the only host. I'm okay with any jobs and anyone who wants to do anything. We can have content creators, brainstormers, editors, and people that just walk around. You can either write, you can either document on your laptop, on your microphone, video, as long as you have permission though. But those are some options that I'm looking for. I plan for it to hopefully be like that. So a question that I might get asked is, do I have any resources available for anyone who is interested? I have pretty much bought everything that we can get for the podcast. So we have the microphones, we have the cameras, we have our web, we have our laptop. We have the microphones that sit up from the table. You have that talk right here like you see on professional podcasts. Like, I don't know if anyone watches Emma Chamberlain, but I love Emma Chamberlain. And any other podcasts, like sports podcasts you watch on the TV or anything. But we also have the mini mics that I know a lot of people would be interested in those because, they're at Five Below and everything, but I have the professional ones. So you can just put that and do that. And also, I'm completely okay with using your phone to go and capture things. And then we can just message because that is so easy nowadays. And anything that you might want to add to the table. And also, I plan to leave everything once I leave so that anyone else who is interested in this can obviously pursue it as well, because I want the school to have as many resources as they can, and that is why I started this podcast. So I'm going to talk about what our next episode might entail. So I am going to start off with talking to our principal, Jody Cunningham. We're going to talk about the school and really just what is going to be happening. Maybe in some future episodes, I'll talk about what's going on with football, what's going on with band, how, chamber choir is showing up to be in the school year. And I really, and the art competitions and things. So I plan to do that when it starts. It'll probably be around the beginning of the school year. School is always hectic when it starts. You're getting all these new classes, and I remember how it was last year. So I hope that we can get it to where it's like that. And I just would like to put out there one more time, if you have any ideas on anything that I can do better, or if you want to join, please don't hesitate to message me, because I really hope that this works. And I know that we don't have a lot of opportunity. And I know there have been some fellow students of mine, some of my friends, who are interested in this job as well. Like, let's just say we did some of these little talkings at the wrestling tournament. Like, we brought our mini mics and we talked at the fair to people, and not just as it be the fair, but just anything about the school. But yeah, so please share with me anything. You can find us on these two handles, Highlander Haps and Riley Gilliland, on X, Twitter, or Instagram. So yes. So you might notice a new name on the board, Malachi Postaway. I don't know if you heard in my intro, he created that lovely song for my intro for me. And I just want to do a shout out. Usually at the end of every episode, I'll do a shout out to whoever helped contribute to my podcast and episode for this one. And I just really want to say thank you to him. It's an amazing song. And he is the person who created the Fired Up Friday song. So he left that for me and for the school. And I really appreciate you for doing that. And who knows, maybe we'll have an episode on Fired Up Friday if we have it this year. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching my first episode of Highlander Happenings. And I'll catch you next time to tell you what's happening.